Hello guys, my name is Bhupesh Asu and this topic is actually belongs to digital electronics. In the last chapter or the last presentation, we have already gone through the multiplexers. Now we will talk about the demultiplexers. Demultiplexers are doing just the opposite of multiplexer, and now we are talking about the multiplexers and demultiplexers, decoders, encoders. These are basically devices which has been quite frequently used just to convert a particular message to a particular channel. Now if we have a number of channels available and we want to relay particular message to them, how we are going to do it? Now in the demultiplexer, there is only one input available and multiple outputs are available. Now multiple outputs are available, that means that you have a choice that to particular output you can actually relay that particular input. Now input is fixed, you have particular information actually coming at this input port, and you can actually choose a particular output port at which this input message needs to be delivered. Now number of options are available to us. Now three things are quite essential for this. The first one is the input, the selection lines, and selection lines will be actually provided for this one, and m number of output are provided. Now the relationship between the input lines and selection lines are quite useful in that. It is same like the multiplexer, m equals to 2 to the power n. So if you want to design a particular multiplexer, a demultiplexer where number of outputs are 4, so there will be 2 to the power 2, that means 2 selection line will be used for that particular purpose. So this input, whatever information is provided at this particular input, will be related to that particular output, and it will be decided by that particular selection line. Now it n can be actually derived from this equation, n equals to log 2m. By this equation you can actually derive 2. So if you have this number of selection lines in any demultiplexer, you can actually get this number of outputs. So how many outputs will be available is r log 2m. Now the basic kind of demultiplexer circuit is 1 to 2 line demultiplexer. As it shows, the 1 to 2 line means 1 is the input, 2 is the output. I beg your pardon. Now 2 is number of output available to us. Now two outputs can be shown as y0 and y1. As we have understood that if two outputs are there, the number of select lines required for this kind of multiplexer will be 1. So by this select lines you can actually choose where this output needs to be relayed. Now if s is 0, then y1 is 0 and y0 will get the input line. Now if s is 1, then y line, this output will be grounded, and only the second output will get the input. This is how it will work. Now if you just need to show it and you need to make a relationship out of it, you can say that y0 equals to s bar I. We came from this equation only, and y equals to here y0, and this one will be y1. y1 equals to si, because here it is there. S is 1 and si will be there. Now to implement this particular logic, you have this very basic circuit. Here S will be given to one AND gate directly and as in inverted as in here. You can do it over there, and I will be given to both the inputs. Output y0 and y1 will be provided. Now another basic type of multiplexer is where you need to have the 4 lines. Now 4 lines is called 1 to 4. Now this multiplexer, as you can see, this I is the input. Now if I is the input and if you are saying that there are 4 outputs available to us, that is Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3. So number of select lines to get this information to be relayed to that particular output, you just need number of, here we have only 1 line, here you will have 2 lines. So select lines will be S0 and S1. Now you need to understand that this will be work in a particular manner. Now how this is going to work is when S1 and S0 is 0 0 0 1 0 and 1 1. Now this is the 4 combinations which are available to us if we have 2 select lines. Now 2 select lines, now there are 4 outputs that are Y3, Y2, Y1 and Y0. So 4 outputs will be there. Now this is called 1 to 4 line demarcs, and this is the most frequently used demultiplexer circuit in the digital electronics. Now if you are saying that the information will be broadcasted to this one, here information will be provided to this one, this is how it will turn out. You can say it using I or you can say it using E. Now this is how the information will be provided to particular lines. Other lines will be act as grounded or there will not be any output provided to those lines. Now if you want to implement this circuit, you can say E or you can say I, that is okay. Now if you're talking about Y0, that is S1 bar, S0 bar, I. Here Y1 is S1 bar, S0, I. Same. Y2 will be shown as S1, S0 bar, I, and the last but not the least, the Y3 will be S1, S0, I. Just implement a simple circuit. You will have this circuit where AND gates are provided. Here in this particular logic, both are inverted. Here only this one inverted, here this one inverted, here none was inverted. So as to get this information, what you're going to do is a simple basic logic diagram of this particular circuit. Now there are 3 inputs, as you can see. I is the input. Here we have denoted by E or enable, where this information is actually particularly information is relayed. Now to show it, what you need to do is you just need to use this kind of circuit, but here 3 inputs are provided and outputs are 4. So it will be like this. So to show this, here if you want to show S1, S0 and R, here it is S1, S0 and I is there. Now if you talk about S1, we need inverted to, here we need inverted to. Now in the first one, S1 bar, S0 bar R. Here we take this one, we take this one, or we take this one, and this output will be shown as Y0. Same with others, S1 bar, S0 R. Here S1 bar, S0 R, and this output will be shown as Y1. You can draw the others one too, like the same manner. This is how you are going to provide this particular circuit. So this is how you are going to show the demultiplexer circuit. Now number of combinations are available to us, and you can use different demugs. You can use 1/16 demugs, and its name suggests what you need to use is, if there are 16 output lines available to you, 16 output lines, so that means that is 2 to the power 4. So 4 number of select lines needs to be provided to get the particular output. So this is how we are going to do this. The next topic is the encoder circuit. As we have gone through the decoder circuit are quite useful in various applications of digital electronics and digital communication. Now we can use the same kind of information with the encoders. Encoders can be used for converters. If you want to convert a particular sequence or a particular number into a different digital platform, then you can use it. Now, how you are going to use it? First, we will talk about encoder, the basic encoder. Then we will talk about other combination circuit like hazards and others, where we use different terminologies for combination circuit. This is the last topic of your combination circuit. The next part will be sequential circuit. So we need to get through it first. Now encoders are basically, if you're talking about encoder, encoders are those devices which encodes. Its name suggests something, which is actually coding something. Now if it is there is a code out there, how it is going to do, so there must be a conversion. So what kind of conversion we are talking about? The same kind of conversion where we are actually changing a particular input sequence to a desired output sequence. Now that particular desired output sequence can be useful, and it is useful to change in many coding techniques. Now encoders are those combination circuits that perform inverse functions of decoder. Now these devices have been used at transmitter and receiver side, decoders and encoders. Whenever you need to encrypt a particular information, or you need to hide something, you need to change it, you use encoders. And at the reception side, you use decoders just to understand what kind of information being sent over the channel. So these has been used quite frequently. Now encoders can be shown by this. Now number of inputs and outputs are possible. Here let me show you the first kind. Now this is the kind of here these are the input lines and these are the output lines. I beg your pardon for this, my throat infection. I have been continuously facing this problem for the last 7 days, and that is the reason I am not conducting any kind of classes. But today I was feeling well, and that is the reason I came to you. but yes, there is an infection and there is a whooping out there, so please tolerate this. Thank you guys. Now in encoder, if you are talking about encoder, m number of m input lines and n output lines has been provided. Now what are those input lines and output lines, and is there any relationship between them? Yes, it is same like others. M equals to 2 to the power n basically, or n equals to log 2 n. So if there are two input lines are provided, so output lines will be 4. So 4 output lines will be there. Now this is encoder circuit. Now this encoder circuit are quite useful in encoding or changing the particular data. Now whenever we are saying, so basically we use octal to binary encoder, the first kind. The second kind is here octal number will be changed to binary number using this encoder. The second encoder is, it is called 8 by 3 codon encoder. The second one is the decimal to BCD. Now this is called 10 by 4 encoder. Decimal number to BCD. The third one which is used is hexadecimal to binary. This is called 16 cross 4. So these are the encoders which has been used quite frequently. We will talk about these encoders one by one, or the most important encoders which has been used. Now the first one is octal to binary, as its name suggests. So number of input lines are 8, output lines are 3. As you can see, number of input lines are 8, output lines are 3. So basically it converts this particular number to binary number. So we will talk about the first encoder, that is octal to binary encoder, 8 by 3 encoder. In exam, if they are going to ask you about this encoder, you just need to write it in the same manner which I have been teaching you. Now, as we understood, it is octal to binary. So octal to binary, there will be 8 lines available here. I0 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And number of output lines are 3, Y0, Y1, Y2. This is 8 by 3 encoder, or we call it octal to binary encoder. Now what it is doing is, it has 8 inputs and produces 3 outputs corresponding to that particular input. Now if you are going to write it, it can be written as I7, I6, I5, I4, I3, I2, I1 and I0. So it will be like this. So these are the number of combinations available to us. I7 to I0. So first time this I0 will be enabled as high, and again in the next part I1 will be high, I2 will be high, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7 will be high, and this number, this output, that is Y2, Y1, Y0. Will be shown like this. So Y2, Y1, Y0. Now this information will be shown like this. Now I7 to I0. The first enabled output I is this logical high is I0. In the next time I1 is high, so it will follow like this. The output initially will be shown as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. So this output and this output and this output will show a corresponding number which is enabled as high. So logical high will be shown like this. Now in the normal octal number, if you are saying this is the 0 octal number, this is the 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5 and 6 and 7. So basically we are just converting this particular octal number to corresponding octal number, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be shown like this. To just to clarify this or to understand this, you can say Y2 equals to I4 plus I5 plus I6 plus I7. Y1 equals to I2 plus I3 plus I6 plus I7, and same manner Y0 equals to I1 plus I3 plus I5 plus I7. It is quite the basic information. So Y2 will be shown like this: I4 plus I5 plus I6 plus I7. So these particular 4 inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs will be logic OR. Again, in Y1, I2, I3, I6 and I7 will be logic OR, and in Y0, I1, I3, I5 and I7 will be logic OR. So this is how you are going to implement it. Just to put it the information, suppose this is I4, this is I5, I6, just to write it. Here if it is I7, I6, I5, I4, I3, I2, I1 and I0. Then Y2 will be I4, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. This is Y2. Y1 is I2 plus 2, 3, 6, 7. This is Y1. And Y0 is 1, 3, 5, 7. This is how you are going to implement simple logic representation of this octal to binary encoder. Now we will talk about the second encoder, which is BCD to binary encoder or decimal to BCD encoder. Now in this next encoder, the same information will be provided, but the output will be changed. Now in the BCD, as you understand, the decimal, if you talk about the decimal to BCD encoder, it is quite simple. The information will be changed like this, and the same manner you will use OR gates provided to get the output. You just need to understand which output is provided to particular number and how it is going to provide it. So this is the very simple basic logic OR will be implemented. Now we will talk about another topic, which is the priority encoder. Now priority encoders are a bit different from the simple encoders. The priority encoders, you have this enable where you can check or give the priority of particular number or input. How you are going to do it, I will teach you. Now first thing first, the priority the encoders are used where you need to put the information in a particular sequence. You don't need to use this simple analogy where you don't need to use the converters. Now why you are going to use this priority encoders? The first thing is the priority encoders are used when a particular information needs to be decoded in a particular manner. Now all the inputs, all the operators will have a simple logic where a particular thing, a particular input needs to be converted into a particular output. But if there is a particular sequence which needs to be followed, or a particular priority needs to be given to particular input, then this priority encoder has been used. Now if you are using, how we are going to use the priority encoders, and just the first example, like 4 input priority encoder. Now if there are 4 inputs, I0, I1, I0, I1, I2 and I3. So there will be, suppose Y1, Y0 and X will be there. Now all the inputs are 0, suppose. I0 is 1. So this is how the priority encoders will be used. Now suppose we use a 5-bit priority encoder. Now 4 inputs are available, so number of combinations of these inputs are quite increased. 16 combination will be provided. Now if you are talking about a 16 combination, this is how a normal decimal number is represented. Hexadecimal number has been represented. If any hexa number is represented, and if you need to convert that number into like binary number, so you just need to just convert it and you will have the required output. But if you want to set a particular priority, a particular input, how you are going to do it? Now in this priority encoder, you will put the priorities to inputs. How it is going to say, like if I0 here, all are 0. So information regardless of this, all information is 0. Y1 and Y0 will not be having any kind of previous information, and this X is 0. Now in the next time when I0 is 1, so others are 0. Others are 0, then this X becomes 1. Now this X will be prioritized and it will be given to I0. Now whatever the information is provided here, like x100 or 0100, the output will remain 011 because of this priority. Now this priority was given by here, given by this input only. Same with this one. Now if two are given the priority and 10 is provided to I2 and I3, active one is active high and this is active low, so this one will become 101 irrespective of the combinations provided to them. Same with other, if 3 are prioritized and the last number is given to active high, now all these outputs will be active high. So this is how you are going to put a priority. So priority will be given to the inputs and output will be changed irrespective, output will remain the same irrespective of change in inputs. Now first you need to set the priority. If the priority is given to a particular input, then only you can actually change the whole scenario. This is how the priority encoder works. The other topic in this is the parity generator. Now parity check generator is quite used whenever you need to understand if there is an error available to you. So if there is an error in the particular sequence of data, how you are going to check it? So you are going to put a reference point over there. Every now and then you put a parity. This parity will work to check your errors and to check if there is a change in the sequence. So parity generator circuit will be used for the same purpose. Next thing, in the next class or the next video, we will talk about the sequential circuits. We have been doing combination circuits for quite a while and we have understood the various intricacies of these combination circuits. Next topic will be sequential circuit, where we understand how a particular sequence of data will actually affect the outputs and what kind of devices and the logics will be used for that particular information change. Thanks for today, and if you have any queries, please write down in your comment section, and please subscribe, like and share our channel. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.